wanna properly soundproof your room without the actual
Uh,
equipment.
I have heard that a tissue box can be used, but all I've heard is something called the tissue box method. So I'm like using what I know about sound and the materials I have on hand to try and recreate it through trial and error.
From what I understand, the best way to dissuade echoes is lots of angles, like lots of ways to diffract the sound,
Yeah,
or like just to reflect it right back.
that's why silence rooms usually have like the spikes on the walls. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why silence rooms usually have like the spike.
I have those on my wall. I have those on my wall, or I have those on a wall. I have those on my wall. I have those on my wall, or I have.
Okay. So, I think I've done something good, or I don't know. I don't know. Been trying for so long. I cry all the time in this institution. Yep. And I say, hey, yeah, 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 yeah. Dang it, William. Why'd you have to remind me?
Uh, I love you too, Freaky.
I'll fucking destroy you.
Now I'm just thinking about Skeletor hates the Bungie layoffs.
What happened?
Like there's a channel called like Christy or something like Chris or something like that, where
Alright.
like he does impressions of Skeletor and He-Man and like all the other characters.
Yeah.
But they're reacting to like video game news.
Oh.
And it's like Skeletor hates the fractured beak. Skeletor hates the Bungie layoffs.
Oh, I see.
This was this was like a while ago. One of my and they're talking about Destiny 2, and it's like one of my like a really good quote is comes from that video where it's like, I wanted the game to get a wake up call, not a fucking donkey punch.
Unfortunate.
Because I think they laid off like 200 game devs.
And none of the jackasses up top that are making the bad decisions.
Yep.
That is how it do.
Because I guess there was like a campaign where like a bunch of Destiny 2 players were like, all right, we do not buy the new expansion. Vote with our wallets. We do not buy this, and send them a message. And it worked apparently.
Yeah, I try to get people to do that. They never do. I refused to buy the Elden Ring DLCs because it was just, ugh, they were not doing a good job.
And there's only the one DLC.
I know. I had heard that there were multiple coming, but so far it's just Shadow of the Erdtree and Night Rain, which is not a DLC but a separate game,
Yeah.
which I, there's a lot of things I'm happy to see in Night Rain, especially FromSoft innovating and breaking away of some of their hang-ups, which is nice. But it also kind of pisses me off because I'm watching people play Night Rain. It's like, oh, so this game can fucking have you move like this. Oh, look at that. Look at those enemies that are actually in the game normally that are not completely trivialized by having this level of movement. Hmm. Are you telling me the game could have been less frustrating this entire time, but they simply chose to make it frustrating? Wow. Mm.
I don't know much about it. All I heard was that what it was a roguelike.
It's
Yeah.
it's sort of it's an ex they're kind of doing like an extraction shooter kind of deal.
You gotta like go into the map, like find resources, find stuff, kill one specific boss, and then exfil, I guess.
Yeah, so it's like Monster Hunter. It's a bit more
You
like
don't,
Monster Hunter.
yeah. Though you don't actually know where the boss is on the map because you gotta look for him.
You do get corralled into it though, because like this nightfall thing that's happening and it's spreading and it like moves. They're doing like the fucking player unknown battleground circle thing, kind of, which
Ah,
I mechanically I get it, but it could use some work. What's interesting is apparently the circle effect is fire damage, and certain characters are very resistant to fire. So, like, one of the characters, you can just hang out outside of the circle for a good time, a good bit of time.
I guess that.
uh, I'm gonna
I
hang
guess,
outside this circle for a good time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I guess
baby.
that person can be just a. Okay, I work on it on a time, but I can go and get extra stuff for
Mhm.
us.
Exactly. Like, it's useful in that sense, because, like, you can miss loot or even miss bosses because of the circle closing, and you need those bosses for XP because you actually are leveling. They made it where like you there's a list of characters and you choose the character and the character has like a prescribed level path and you get runes for killing things like usual, and when you reach a grace spot you can level up and it just levels up that character's prescribed stats. It's very interesting. It's basically a Gmod game mode made with Elden Ring, which is neat.
That does that does sound interesting.
It looks really cool. The network test just happened. I was watching people play it. I got an invite too and shot it down almost immediately because I didn't know what Night Rain was. I was like, I did not like. I gave up all the. I'm not buying DLCs of uninstalled Elden Ring. I told the friend that sent it to me. He said, "Oh, okay." And then the following day, I realized, oh, this is an entirely different game. I'm still not sure if I want to, because usually it would be like, oh, there's no risk, just do it. Like, no, like I know what happens. A game can be close enough to being good that the fact that it's bad spurs my poisoned little brain into continuing to play it obsessively because I have to beat it. I have to find out what's wrong. There's something wrong. It can't be this close to being good. I must be doing something wrong. No, no. A year later, 900 hours after the fact, there is zero chance that I'm doing anything wrong. This game is just broken. And I didn't have fun for those 900 hours. I was suffering, hoping to have fun at some point in the future.
I think I might still be sick from last week a little bit.
Yeah,
Which sucks.
there's.
It's really annoying.
Yeah,
'Cause I've been coughing like all week,
there's some
and I've
sort
had
of.
some phlegm in the back of my throat.
Ew. There's some sort of terrible bug going around.
Yeah, Troll actually had to like he stopped running his game because like he's just getting so sick so recently.
Yeah.
And funny enough, there's one person who like a group of mine jokes is always sick. He's not sick right now.
He already got the sickness before. He's immune to this strain.
You know what they say, cat doesn't kill you, makes you slightly stronger.
Unless it cripples you for life. Man, I guess Payday fell asleep because I sent her a text. That didn't work. Here, I'm gonna... Alternative. If the text won't work, the call will. She made a terrible mistake giving me her phone number. She will not miss D&D now. I will be annoying. Okay, good. I think she pressed ignore, which means either something's up or she's on her way. And that's what I wanted. Now I need to get Ghost numbers so I can do that to him. Get over here, you little shit.
You just call him and say like, and they're like, "Hey, you coming to the clan rally?" And he's like in the middle of fucking a test or something.
Damn. Well, that wouldn't mean anything in Indonesia is the thing. They wouldn't get it. Yeah, I see it worked. Payday's on her way now.
Hey,
Ew. Oh, it would help if I did thing do, which what that thing, yes. Beautiful times in hell, no. Yeah, we're still just in the pit trying to cull their numbers, aren't we? The slimes, the prismatic ooze. Quick, Pierre, Berlin's making a wood grill and he's got a piece of slime on there. He says he'll eat it if somebody offers the right compensation.
I could compensate you in other ways.
I mean,
can you? And can elaborate. I have a rabbit farm. I don't know why that's the way I went with the joke.
I don't know either.
I can give you one of several hundred rabbits.
Oh, you want a rabbit farm? I see, I see. That might work. I mean, literally, the quote I put is, "Okay, fuckers, how much will you pay me to grill and eat one of these things? Non-coin payoffs are encouraged."
Fucking Berlin offering to eat a literal, like, basically a tumor with dipped in battery acid.
That's why he's grilling it. It'll react the acid, and the tumor will just be fucking proteins. So, fun fact, you can eat a tumor without a problem, especially if you cook it. It just might be cannibalism.
Yeah.
And other problems. But, yeah, it's the bit. Well, no, they're not amoeba-like, they're slop-like, so I don't even think he can grill them. They're just goop.
Goop.
Goop. This isn't Dungeon Meshy, you can't make ice cream out of slimes. That shouldn't even have worked. It should be disgusting. I hate Dungeon Meshy for refusing to choose anything. It won't let the characters have concrete motivations, or the characters are not concrete, the story's not concrete, the tone's not concrete, the setting's not concrete. There's nothing. It's just fucking clip farming. That's what that is. It's fucking Teen Titans Go. It's just a bunch of garbage used to hold together a clip farm. It's like, oh, the tone is so serious until we're making ice cream out of ice we got from attacking ghosts with holy water and slimes. And then making bread with the orcs. But the tone is so serious. I don't think so. I'm really having trouble finding you, and the characters, they're not concrete either. Just motivations flip-flop, boundaries flip-flop. Just, it's a nightmare. It's a fucking nightmare. And I can't articulate it right now because I'm in 4 other places mentally. Fuck Dungeon Meshi. It would have been better as a clip series, where it's like, you know, there's a collective 30 minutes worth of clips every year.
You mean like an anthology?
Sure. Is that the one where... I can't remember. Like what Jimmy Neutron was before the movie. Balancing a boss fight in D&D. Well, make sure you balance it for the party, not for the players individually.
Yeah.
That's basically it. Just look at what you know the party can do. Additionally, do not be afraid to let a fight be trivial. While every fight shouldn't be trivial, occasional trivial combats is completely fine. Otherwise, you run into the Oblivion issue where it's like, ah yes, I'm level 15 now. I don't feel any more powerful because everything else has scaled with me and stayed higher than me. Hey, Payday.
Hello, baby.
Hi, Payday. Yeah, the video. I was watching the video and it's pretty funny.
I'm on
It's
stream.
literally like the 2 extremes of like the dragon sleeping on its hoard. I swing at it, and that's 700 damage. What? Well, I crit, and I'm a paladin, so 700 damage.
More like
And then it
37 damage.
And then it cuts to the like this History Channel-esque like over dramatic bit where it's like the September 17th, 2019 will go down as one of the bloodiest days ever. And it's fucking and it's revealed like, oh yeah, this level 7 party wiped to a pack of wolves because none of them could roll above a 6 the entire combat encounter.
Yeah.
They blamed the DM for that.
Yeah. That there is a point with like, so it's a level 7 party and they're wolves, not dire wolves, normal wolves. How many wolves is it? Is it 400 wolves or is it like 14 wolves? If it's like 14 wolves, I mean, they might take some damage, but realistically, they're just going to wipe the floor with them. 400 wolves, that's an interesting combat mechanic. That would be very hard to run, but very interesting. DM, did you say 400? Yep, 400 wolves. Give or take, you're not entirely sure.
Only like 2 of them are actually real. The rest of them are all like illusory terrain or some shit.
Sad. I don't think you can make creatures illusory terrain, regrettably. But, hallucinatory terrain, but, no, actual 400 wolves.
Yeah, no. That's actually basically how the Undead one-shot was going.
Yeah. Gotta continue that at some point. I gotta continue Show Me on the Doll Where the Devil Touched You, because I've been playing the Archthrones mod for Dark Souls 3. giving it a second chance, because maybe it'll clean up its act, and it somewhat has. A good thing it's a demo. Hopefully the devs will figure it out. But one of the bosses, it's a big round. The boss room for the Deacons of the Deep.
Yes.
Okay, so it's that big like circular room, and usually at the center there's a.
I was gonna say, I remember hearing. I was so hyped for Dark Souls 3, and well, it didn't live up to like all my expectations.
No.
I still had like a really good time with it, but I remember like hearing about the deep, the like the dreams of the deep, the deacons of the deep, the church of the deep,
Yeah,
the deep spells, the deep lore,
and then
and
it
I remember
wasn't that.
thinking, and I remember thinking, the deep, like the deep ocean, like the dreams of the light of the world that comes after the era of like of fire and dark,
Of the
era of,
cycle.
and in my head, it's like, oh, the era of water. That's fascinating. So in my
Yeah.
head, I'm imagining this underwater cathedral with like these massive vaulted windows of like where you see like the light going through the water and it like illuminates the room and that beautiful like pattern you see when you look underwater and
Yeah.
like all these amazing like fish-based enemies and stuff like that. Like almost like Berserk meets HP Lovecraft or something. And it's like, no, what? No,
It's
that's not it.
yeah, it's because it refers to the deep abyss, not the deep of the ocean. It's referring to,
Yeah.
yeah, the deep. So there's humanity, which it is said that humanity is dense. Since like Dark Souls 2, actually no, since Dark Souls 1, dark pyromancies and dark sorceries have like a degree of physical damage because it's dense, it's heavy, it has weight and substance to it.
Yeah.
And the deep is literally supposed to be the absolute depths of the dark in humanity, where it's just the condensed, heavy dregs that have all fallen to the bottom. That's the deep. There is also in the Archthrones mod pack, they actually go deeper into the deep and more talk about, okay, yes, there's the deep, but now also the aberrations from Bloodborne have gotten involved. So in Archthrones, when you go into that game and encounter the deep, you're not just dealing with the Dark Souls 3 deep, you're dealing with humanity from Dark Souls humanity, where it's the dark sprites and everything, after they have been touched by the outer beings from Bloodborne, and also the ones from Demon Souls, because you can actually find mind flayers there. So that was neat. Although there's some balancing that needs to be done, because I really don't like that the 6'1" scrawny bug man is completely unstaggerable, even with a two-handed, fully charged R2 from a Zweihander during his grab animation wind-up. That needs to be fixed, because I don't care if you think it would be good game design. No, it would not. It's not fun, it's not interesting, you have wasted my gamble. Why am I even playing a strength build? I could have just fucking killed that thing with a katana much faster.
You know what's the point of living if you don't have a dick?
Yeah, exactly.
But
And
yeah,
that's why I strength build. Come on, yeah.
but yeah, I just remember like having like all these high aspirations of it, and it's like, oh, it's just what is this a church to? Oh, it's fudge. Is there any iconography? No. Is there any like actual substance? Yeah, there's a little bit in like the main corridor, but that's basically just an entry hazard. So you get stepped on by the fucking giant. Ah, is there are like are the are the pastors using like dark spells at least? Like, are the enemies to match? No, no, they use fire damage. Oh, and there's iconography of the fucking serpents, like
Burn
Frampt
the
and
witch.
Koth from them. It's like
It'd be
okay,
Kaith, specifically, yeah, because it's supposed to be the dark.
yeah,
And that's just because
Wait.
you were thinking ocean. It
And,
was
like-
never ocean.
yeah, that. But also like, there's very little actual iconography to the Cathedral of the Deep.
Yes, that's
Like,
because...
the only real iconography is like a single altar with 10,000 candles on it, which is like the antithesis to the fucking.
Oh, go on.
There's also like but there's also like an assload of iconography to the to Darkseeker Frampt and dragons and things like that.
That's because the Temple of the Deep was it was not always the Temple of the Deep. This is actually a lore thing. It recently became the Temple of the Deep when it was originally a temple more to, humanity and the dark gods. So it's only recently become the Temple of the Deep. They haven't. That's why did you notice when you're in the temple, some of the statues are covered, like they've thrown sheets over some of the statues?
Honestly, it's been years since I played Dark Souls 3.
Well, yeah, they did that, and that's because those are statues of, like, the gods
I
of
think
light
I
that were.
haven't-
Yeah.
I don't think I've played Dark Souls 3 since before the pandemic.
Oh, okay. I've been
need to
playing
play
modded. Yeah, I really don't like Dark Souls 3, and it's specifically because of the fucking, like, I'm going to just defy all gravity and turbo track you mid-air in my 12-hit combo, because fuck you. Oh, cool. Can I have a movement engine that reflects this shift in gameplay dynamic from Soft? Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
No. Fuck you. I will never forgive them for that. Ruined Elden Ring, ruined Dark Souls 3.
let's see. I will say, like with that, you will probably love Bloodborne because like it is entirely built around the movement.
Around actually reading your opponents and being present in the situation instead of just, I see you were present in the situation. Too bad we don't let that count anymore.
Yeah, plus like I think 99% of attacks from creatures your size can all be parried.
Thank God.
Parry this.
And
you
even-
casual.
And even some of like the big stuff too, I think.
It makes sense with Bloodborne because the parry in Bloodborne is like you're exploiting the opening to land a shot on them that staggers them as opposed to you actually slapping the 500-pound clawed fist away with your arm.
I think also the like every humanoid enemy can be parried. So like even the bosses that are like 30 feet tall, if it's a human configuration, it like can be parried. Like 2 arms, 2 legs, all that good stuff.
Yeah. Due to the way Bloodborne...
Casual.
You filthy casual. Due to the way Bloodborne works, that's okay. Although, at that point, it should just be everything should be parryable if you're going into it being effective on large creatures. Like, there's a whole thing. I know there's different guns in the game. Maybe if different guns made things parryable. So, like, yeah, this is the big, giant, 80-ton plate-armored monstrosity. If you're using the normal pistol, you can't get it. But do you have the cannon? You're using the cannon? Okay, shoot it with the cannon at the right moment, and you'll parry it. Go for it.
I don't know if you even can parry with the cannon.
And that's what I'm saying, like, that would be the right way to go, is where you can. It's hard, but you can, and it is good for, landing the visceral attacks on the big giant fuckers.
I think the way it works is like the pistol, like it does more damage, and it's faster. But the parry window is smaller. The shotgun does less damage, but it's like much more widespread, and the parry window is larger, if I remember correctly.
Which just tells me use the shotgun every time, because the gun itself never does that much damage, does it?
If you build a blood tinge build and you use the I forget what it's called, but there is a pistol where you can build it and like you just cook shit.
That's
It's basically like a kind of like a Dex Arcane build.
the thing is, I refuse to refer to a single, like, heavily specialized fringe build as making the weapons viable. Like, yeah,
But yeah, the blood tinge does very much upgrade the guns. I've just never used the guns for actual damage before,
yeah,
so I never upgrade it personally.
yeah. It is weird that blood tinge only affects guns. Does it affect anything else?
There are like certain weapons that are affected by blood tinge. Like there is the Canehurst Castle faction, where they are deemed as heretics because they have a different strain of the old blood called the Vile Blood.
Ah, yes, I've
And
heard of them.
their weapons are, I think all of their weapons are more affected by blood tinge than other weapons.
Yeah. Man.
Anywho,
I don't think Ghost is coming, which is a problem, because Colin's kind of important for this, isn't he?
probably somewhat, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Uh,
I fucking
But
took a
it-
nap and I passed the fuck out. And I woke up and I'm like, oh fuck.
but yes, I do believe that all of you were were attempting to do your best to like decide what ingredients would do what, like uh the various I'm trying to think of the word
Reagents.
Methods?
react the different interactions of the reagents, all that sort of thing. And you're trying to decide, you're trying to find out if, like, perhaps. Oh, yes, I remember the last thing. You are trying to figure out how, like, they haven't burned through, like, the sickness yet. Like, they are
Yeah.
slimes, they should have either eaten it all or leaked it out. So you came up with one of two solutions. Either they somehow are, like, it's so infused with it that they are actively creating it, or they are somehow getting more of the ingredients to in order to, make more of it.
Yeah.
So you guys were going to where the blood lilies were.
Yeah, to see if they've been picked clean. I do have to say, the situation appears to be degrading.
Sorry.
And if I remember correctly, we ended the game at the bottom of the cliff where the blood lilies were.
Wait, so what are blood lilies again?
They are the active ingredient in the potion that's causing it to give you the fever effect that makes you burn up and die.
Okay. I believe I was off before that was given, so okay.
Yes, we've currently deliberated on the origin of the slime's abilities and where it's coming from, even though the dumping has stopped, and now we're just going to check the local area to see if they've been finding and eating the plants needed to continue the effect, or if they're producing it themselves. Either way, the situation appears to be degrading, and we may have to nuclear option soon. Sorry, Payday.
You don't mean the village, right?
I mean the village and the surrounding area.
Right.
I mean both.
Right?
The village and surrounding area.
So first of all, what are symptoms of drinking a slime directly from a ooze? What are usually the symptoms?
I would assume,
Death.
yeah, by acid.
Well, if they're not dead, that means that at the very least they're not getting they're not getting just the slime. Or at least the slime is being filtered somehow.
Are you asking, are the slimes eating it?
No, I'm asking the effects of the slime, people eating the stuff from slime.
It's the sickness. It's been everything that my villagers have been with the blue dots and all that good stuff and the
Yeah.
fever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I believe what he's asking is like, how are they getting the disease from the slimes without like coming into action, without like
Oh.
dying from the
Water.
action from the
It,
slime?
yeah,
Which, it's being heavily diluted by like the tens of thousands of gallons from the aquifer.
yeah, and also it may or may not have gotten into their crops. That we're still not sure of.
We first need to see what drinking the potion itself does. Might be dangerous, might be very, very dangerous. But we kinda have to test.
I mean, it would be safe to assume it would be the effects of the disease, the blue pox, but faster and worse.
Probably more potent.
If it is, we might be able to reverse engineer something.
I believe we have a team working on that, yes?
Then
let's
get them a sample.
We've given them a
this point,
sample.
everyone's already cured. The point we're trying to figure out is how to stop this from happening again.
And they already have samples. Do you mean of the original potions that were being dumped? Because they were many failed, incomplete potions that were dumped over a long period of time, and the active ingredients came together to give this effect.
Plus, since it's going to be so many potions, it might just be a mixture of the wrong ones. No way to tell which one in particular it was.
You've worked in an alchemical lab before, right? Pierre?
I have. The person controlling me hasn't.
Well, as you would know, there are proper disposal procedures. If you follow them, nothing bad will happen as you dispose of used materials, byproducts, and so on. If you don't follow them, this happens. Well, I've never seen anything like this in particular. Usually it's just mass dyings, acid in the water, people's teeth dissolving, a bunch of people having heart attacks and dying over the course of months, but my point stands. Things like this happen.
It is unfortunate.
Yes. So what we're currently dealing with is a series of components altogether. There's no one potion, and it's fairly safe to assume if you were just to drink a cocktail of all of the failed potions together, you would die or worse.
It's like a smoothie.
Yes.
You put all the foods together in a blender, and at that point, once you blended them all, there's no way of discerning which part is which. Right?
A homogeneous mixture, yes. Although that's assuming the components haven't also reacted with each other, creating new compounds.
Awen's gonna nod, not knowing what the word homogeneous means, but she's not gonna ask.
For now, they have samples. We're currently clearing out as much of the sources of the ooze as possible and trying to find out where they themselves are sourcing this effect.
And we're trying to figure out how to solve this without destroying my village.
Unfortunately, Miss Awen, it's beginning to look like we may be forced to. We can evacuate the people, but the village and the surrounding area could be lost if we do not find a solution.
I really don't like hearing that. I could already imagine how many people are going to be stubborn. They grew up their whole lives here.
And we will drag them out kicking and screaming and cut off their feet if they try to stop us.
She's not going to say anything more, just kind of grumble to herself and maybe look at the ground while thinking.
I really thought you would have objected to that last part.
I'm not exactly happy about it, but at the same time, I don't really know how to fix this situation myself.
Well, to be realistic, we'll only be dragging them out kicking and screaming. We won't be cutting off their feet, so let's just move forward with optimism, shall we?
Also, I know you're being metaphorical, and anyways, right?
Assuming things don't come down to that, yes. But if they are stubborn, and we do have to evacuate the village, and...
You are just being metaphorical, right?
He just looks you clean in the eye, and he keeps saying, just, if we have to destroy the village and the surrounding area to prevent the outbreak, so be it.
I meant the feet-cutting part, Berlin.
Oh, you should have been more specific, yes, although we may be forced to do it. I don't know how stubborn they will be. He's smiling at you with that.
The amount of magic power you have, you can literally lift them with nothing. Do not do any feet cutting.
And with the same power, I can restore their feet.
Don't.
Alright. I never said I'd be doing it.
You.
Okay, you know what? No good debating on what ifs. Let's try to figure out what to do this second.
Well, we should be there in the next minute or so. I think that's the ridge now. William?
Adam Wee.
Adam Wee.
I miss Adam Wee.
We had him for a good long time, and we didn't appreciate him until it was near the end.
Anyways.
Yeah.
So yes, as you guys are moving, you guys will come across like the cliff where you earlier had come across the body of the hedgewit, the alchemist. As you go there, and you will find a group of 3 researchers. Excuse me. Sorry, give me something. They seem to be going through all the things that are. Yeah, they seem to be going through all the various bits and pieces of like what was there, what isn't. Like you see a few of them like tearing open table legs. Just checking, making absolutely certain that nothing was missed. As you arrive, like they will greet you, like, oh, hello. Hello, how can we help you? Oh, Mr. Colin, and associates. There anything you need from us?
Berlin just pushing Colin back as he steps forward to say something. We've come to investigate the source of the blood lilies that was used by the Dragonborn.
The guy like nods as he is as you say this, and he'll say, well, I'm not fully certain where they are around here, but I'm guessing with a local on your side, he'll indicate towards Awen. You're more than covered on that part. They do sound like a fascinating ingredient. Could you get some for us?
No.
He's like slightly caught off guard by the immediate and merciful
No.
no.
It wasn't immediate. There was a long pause with a blank stare. No.
What? Why not?
They're not paying me. I'm not the picker boy.
Awen roll her eyes. If I see some, I'll bring some back.
Ugh.
Oh, thank you.
Sorry, Awen. Sorry, forget all of our dynamics. Go on.
Oh, I don't know what you mean. Anyway, then I guess we'll begin.
A messy bitch.
He is, yes. Okay, you're gonna call me a messy bitch? Fine, I'll get fucking messy. I'll get so fucking messy. Anyway.
Yeah, so Awen agrees that if she sees any, she'll bring some back.
God, I could ruin Awen's.
Don't say things you want to say in the bathroom, please.
Don't say things you want to what?
Moving on.
I didn't hear what you said, but okay.
Yeah, I didn't either.
And none of you will.
Okay. So, we begin investigating the area, looking for these blood lilies in question, or signs of the slimes uprooting or eating large amounts of plant life in a specific area. In that order.
You will all need to scale the cliff, which I don't particularly think any of you will have like any kind of issue doing that, whether by physicality, magic, or just someone else helping you.
We just lash Colin to Awen's back with rope while he planks.
Oh god.
Straight up.
She wouldn't bother. While we're climbing though, Awen would ask, "Hey, is there any kind of spell that can clean the water?"
There is purify food and drink. Though.
It does work. No, technicality.
I'm going to assume the only reason we haven't brought that up is that it only works on a certain amount of water.
It's... You see, that requires a DM ruling, I think.
I don't think... I was Googling it. I don't think it would work only because the spell itself specifies does not affect magic potions or creatures.
Oh. Shit. Yeah, it does. Oof.
But I thought it would be point to bring it up in character.
Except they are not potions. They are failures.
It's still magical. No, it says
poison.
It's
technicalities.
It says all non-magical food and drink in a 5-foot radius sphere centered on a point you choose within range is purified and rendered free of poison and disease.
Non-magical food and drink.
This would be a magical drink, wouldn't it, if it's magical reagents in the water?
I guess not. Just because you put stuff together doesn't mean it works.
It would be a magical poison, but it doesn't specify non-magical poison. Any poison.
Oh, technicalities.
Food and drink within a 5-foot radius. 5-foot radius, by the way. So, kind of small area.
Is beer a poison?
Centered on a
technically.
One of you choose. Because it's purified and under free of poison and disease. Technically, it would purify food from being spicy because spice and capsaicin is a poison.
Technically, I mean, can you imagine plants develop something in order to make us stop eating them, and it's only made us want to eat them more?
I have the strangest feeling this is a sentimental magic deal, and it has to do with it being something that would normally be ingestible and favorable to ingest, but as a result of an additional compound, it is not, and this removes that additional compound.
What does probably work is dispel magic.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, then that at that point, just because you dispel the magic effect doesn't mean that the ingredients themselves isn't toxic.
And that,
Anyways.
But yay, technicalities.
One.
So yeah, as we're climbing, Awen just kind of like half yells that out, asking questions because she's not that very magically inclined.
In a 1-foot radius sphere at a time, yes.
It's pretty inefficient, and honestly, with it being a magical potion, I'd always say it's gonna work effectively or work at all.
How would we know unless we try? I mean, to be fair, we're not exactly sure how this works in the first place, right?
We're still waiting on druids or clerics that can do so to arrive.
Yeah, we're sending some. This is the main team for my college. Also, I
All right.
vaguely remember there's a spell that removes poison, but I cannot find it.
Protection from poison.
I was going to ask, but given that Berlin said we're waiting for those people, I'm assuming those are the kind of people who would have that spell?
Yes, druids or clerics. Rangers, too. Those who use natural or divine magics. I could work on something for it, but I would not be a good candidate for making it happen, so to speak.
We can still wait. Again, as she climbs still, I'm just brainstorming things to not make them leave.
That's why we're out here, Ewan.
Yes, I understand. Sorry. The other conversation's still fresh on my mind.
Don't worry, Ewan. We'll incapacitate you if it comes to that so that you don't have to experience it.
Over my dead body?
Unconscious.
Don't make a joke about that.
Boops you on the nose. Unconscious body.
I was about to say unconscious body, but I said dead body instead.
One day she's going to hit me and it's going to be very funny.
I didn't hear that one damn what?
One day she's going to hit me and it's going to be very funny. Because the moment she does...
She did hit you pretty hard the one time.
Yeah.
She actually made you hurt 1 or 2 points.
Oh, look, you've made me bleed.
Anyways. So yes, as you guys are... Yeah, you guys will climb. You guys will climb, and the... It's only about a, 30-foot high cliff at most. You'll get to a rather sizable plateau, which you will immediately find. There's a rather actually decent amount of flowers here. Interestingly enough, they are lilies, but none of them are red. They're all They are all actually a rather deep blue.
Same as the spots.
Here are the... Did we take a wrong turn?
Actually, Pierre and Berlin, you'd both be able to recognize this, whatever this is, it could be the blood lilies. In fact, you're pretty sure they are. This plateau has very clearly been altered to act as a growery.
Yeah.
I mean, these could be. With the names certainly weird that they are blue.
Orlin flipping through the book of herbology. The shape is
Hey,
right, the color's wrong.
Hey, William. Given the fact that I grew up in a farming community, am I able to tell that these are kind of like set up as a farming structure, that people were taking care of them?
Yeah, you definitely would be able to note that. Uh, yeah. It is also something to note that the blood lilies are named after their effect, not after their color.
Yeah.
Are are these the right ones? I mean, redundant question given that there's probably no other flowers around here, but really?
Turns the page. Ah, yes. The Eastern Blood Lily. Yes, these are correct.
Just crouching by
Huh.
one.
So
Um,
they're supposed to be blue.
Yes.
wait, they are?
They're named
Then
after...
who the fuck names them red? Wait, no, technically it said blood. Who names them after blood?
I would
No,
assume...
that's misleading.
Well, the heightening of body heat usually causes an increase of blood pressure and for blood to flow more thin. It's also entirely possible that eating these, as a result of that, I would assume it ruptures capillaries, so you bleed from your orifices, all of them, if you eat them.
Well, certain creatures bleed blue, so they're not too long. Anyways, we found them. So let's just collect them.
Well, if this was set up by that maid, they were growing them here. The way it's set up reminds me of the fields.
Is there signs of the slimes haven't been through here?
Please roll an investigation check.
Yeah,
He does that. I'm gonna collect the flowers. Put something in my jar.
There are there are about 3 dozen or so flowering plants, and each plant only has about four or 5 actual flowers. But you'll remember that it's not the flower that's the important part; it's the roots. Yeah.
Oh, alright.
It occurs to me I have herbalism kit. Well.
Yeah, you can use that in that case. What's your proficiency?
No, I was just for the earlier thing. It would be a plus. Is it a wisdom or intelligence check?
It would be intelligence because it would be investigation.
Plus 5.
So I have a bag of fruit chips, jackfruit chips. Is it weird that when I shake them around, it sounds like glass?
It depends on the fruit.
Alright. But you're not eating glass, are you?
No, Miss Ewan, have you ever had dried plantains or bananas?
What's a plantain?
A breed of fruit similar to a banana.
No.
Alright. I can't help you then.
So that investigation would be an 8, right? If it's plus 5 for
Yes.
proficiency?
Yes, it would be.
Okay. And yeah, you are, let's see, with an 8, thankfully that was the DC, you are able to, like, look through the fields, and yeah, you'll note that of the 3 dozen plants or so, several of them are damaged. Like, there are heavy, like, very notable marks of damage on several of them. Something was, in fact, like, getting at these plants recently. Many of them being half melted, and as opposed to like insects or animals or anything, the flowers are themselves are more or less untouched,
Yeah,
and
it's
so whatever it was didn't want the nectar. They wanted like the stem and the roots.
yeah. I assume there's some sizable snail trails.
Yes.
Well, Pierre, I believe we have our source of the infestation.
Right.
So do we pick all of these to keep them from coming back, or burn them, or wait? Does burning do something worse?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Last thing I need to do is get high off of flowers.
I'll say roll a nature check.
Let's check then. Do these count as weed?
I was just thinking that when I said high off of flowers.
I'm sure
Flower
they.
being weed.
Funny enough, these like
What do you say?
the actual leaves and stems would probably have like tobacco-like effect on you if these things increase body temperature and blood flow.
Yay! I get to hack out a lung.
It's just plant a stimulant.
There shouldn't really be any particularly nasty side effect, like maybe like a slight raising of body temperature or like lowering of blood pressure. Might even be actually good for you. But
Good for fortune.
Hmm.
Stop.
Nah, I'd only have a temporary effect for her.
The work juice.
she'd be offended. She'd be offended and try to make her blood pressure go up.
Are you saying I'm
You get
fat?
fired.
That is,
No.
How dare you? That is my blood pressure. I decide how it goes.
No, I'm saying you
And I
regularly.
will keep it as high as I want.
I'm saying you regularly ingest a mixture of caffeine and cocaine.
Anyways.
So, since I know I keep asking you guys, but you guys are the only ones who know more about this than I do. Is it okay to touch these with my bare hands? As
Yeah,
she heard.
they're just
Oh,
flowers.
okay.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't get inside you, they're just flowers.
Got it.
When it comes to reagents like these, usually the effect has to be condensed. You have to get a lot of it, you have to mix it with other compounds. By themselves, they're probably just a very slight effect.
So, Awen's gonna take a cloth out of her bag and like leave it out, and she's gonna start picking these flowers from the root because she doesn't want to cut them off. She doesn't know if that's needed or not, or if it's better to grab it. So she grabs it from the root and she's gonna wrap it up in the cloth like bouquet style, or not bouquet, like bouquet of flowers. So she can give it back to those people who asked for them.
How many do you grab?
As many as she can fit in a bundle. So I'm assuming, depending on how big they are, 1, 2, 3, 4, at least like 4 or 5.
Okay, yeah. The plants are between 2 and 3 feet tall. It's not a
Oh,
rose bush. It's not a rose bush or anything, but like it's basically a long, like almost drooping, like they're lilies.
Which, interesting, they're able to grow on the plateau. Aren't lilies usually like a wetlands kind of thing?
Which yeah, they're right above the waterfall.
Oh, okay.
yeah, 4. Probably 4 if she can manage that. And then 2
The,
for science, 2 to grow.
Yeah,
the very,
lilies.
very beautiful flowers, at
Oh,
least.
lilies.
Okay, so it's the root bulb. So root bulb kind of
All right.
plant.
then yeah, she wraps them up, not bouquet style. Then she wraps them up just to make it easier to carry the whole plant.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Give me a second.
There you go.
That looks like Photoshop bullshit.
It might be.
It is. But not gonna lie that it's pretty Photoshop bullshit.
But yes, as you are like traveling through, you will yeah, you'll find like the various uh snail trails from the oozes, which uh now that like you're looking are almost glaringly obvious, and you don't know how like anyone could possibly miss them. But yes, you now you have like the various ones. You have the sample for Awen. What would you like to do at this point?
By the
Well,
way, I take that back. I apologize. Blue lilies do exist. Thank you, Google.
nice. How big is this plateau?
It's it looks like someone basically just like cut a chunk out of the side of like a slightly bigger plateau. Like this it's not a big area that you find yourself in. It's maybe about uh at the absolute widest, maybe 30 feet in width.
30 feet, you say?
Yes.
Well, I could salt the air up the land up here. Should kill everything, and eventually something will grow again, maybe in a few years.
Well, no one's exactly trying to farm here, except for that person.
There will be a
So I
terrible
don't see
smell.
why not.
There will be a terrible smell. I will warn you.
Of course there is. All right, I'll bite.
Yes, we should.
What's the
We should
smell?
get out of here then.
Decaying blood.
Okay, for a minute, for some reason, my brain thought it smelled like farts. Not sure which is better.
Eventually, there will be somewhat of a phosphoric odor, but it would be covered by the more bacterial smells.
Oh, wonderful.
That's wonderful. That is just good to hear.
So my village's gonna smell of ass.
No, it'll smell of rotting meat, actually.
I don't think you understand what the word comfort is, but never mind.
I do. And it'll only be for part of the what month? Like, what season is it, William? Are we going into summer, out of summer? What's happening?
I believe you guys are like right at the tail end of winter. Ironically.
Well, the good news is we're at the tail end of winter, so summer will come soon, and the heat will make it decompose faster. The smell won't last long.
I was gonna say, doesn't heat make things smell worse?
Yes, because they decompose faster. And the good news is, your people will be able to use this area as a garden in a couple of years, because the land will be very fertile once everything's done decomposing. And the rain has pulled some of the salt from the blood out.
You know, part of me knows that you're right. The other part of me hates this entirely. But alright.
It'll be a perfect place to grow tomatoes. Don't worry about the fact that it was human blood.
Yeah, like the audible pause for a second with the human bull part. That was not the concern of growing stuff down here. I meant the smell itself, but you know what? I'm just gonna back off of that now.
It's nature. Once it's decomposed, don't worry about it. But perfect tomatoes.
If you use
Of course I'm
dead
worried
people-
about it. It's my village.
Go on,
if
William.
you use dead people as fertilizer, and then you eat the stuff that grows from that dirt.
Does that make you a
Is that
cannibal?
considered cannibalism?
Not if it is completely composted, because at that point everything is denatured and become different compounds.
Take the fun out of it.
Listen, you're eating people right fucking now, or have at some point today, technically, by that logic.
I know. I eat corpses. I had chicken nuggies earlier.
Yeah, but I meant like people specifically. Like, decomposition, man. It's
What else am I supposed to do with the corpse starch? It's all the Imperium gives us.
Exactly.
You
Corpse
dig a
starch.
grave? Do you know how much space I have?
We make corpse starch, recycle it. It undergoes a chemical wash and makes it get rid of the prion disease.
You know what's really like the funniest thing I find about the Warhammer 40K universe?
Go on.
The fact that like everything is so like dumb and overpowered and shit like that.
Yeah.
But like all their good shit is from like 10,000 years ago, like 20,000 years ago, like the deep past, like that old chestnut where it's like, oh yeah, no, we're good, but the good stuff has long since been forgotten.
Yeah, and of course only the Imperium of Man that have this problem. All the others are just continuing.
Yeah, and because of like the whole situation that happened with AI where like it nearly destroyed humanity, they're like, all right, no more making new shit. That's just nope, stick with what we got. No more new stuff. And the thing is, like, there are people whose jobs it is to find basically blueprints from old stuff and like reclaim them. And in fact, there was a pair of people who found a blueprint for a knife, and they were each given a planet, like as a reward for that.
When you work for the Brotherhood of
fucking
Steel.
It's a good knife because it's now the standard knife for the Astartes.
Yep. When you work for the Brotherhood of Steel.
But the funniest thing about it, that I find about it, is recaf. It's coffee, but they don't know how to make how to make coffee properly. Like they don't understand it. They just like, oh, this is the process we've used for 40,000 years, so we're not going to change it. It works. Why would we change it? But what it is they have coffee beans and they decaffeinate them, and then they make coffee, and then they recaffeinate that coffee because they don't understand that you can skip the part where you decaffeinate the coffee and you don't have to put the caffeine back in.
Yeah, at that point, this is just a silly haha joke that they should probably drop, but it's fine. I mean, Berlin's gonna get ready to salt the plateau. Do we need this place anymore?
We don't. Even just talking to talk at this point because it's more of the this is inevitable, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna be happy about it.
Awen, you do know you make this way too much fun for me, right?
What does that mean?
It means you keep reacting in fun ways when I say just unhinged things.
Yeah, he's one of those
How does
things-
somebody not react?
Look at Pierre, he's straight.
Berlin, what do you mean?
Look at Pierre, he hasn't reacted to a damn thing I've said.
I'm trying my best not to.
And I'm trying to break
that
him.
means he'd want to.
Oh, this is going to be fun.
This thought that an arsonist is destroying is setting things on fire. It's hard to try and stop them once they get it.
Internally,
Yeah,
she's thinking of all the decisions she's made that led up to this situation, including taking on the Master Salem or Salem, however the fuck he said his name.
Salem.
Colin will pipe up about how he can just glass this entire area.
We can't afford the
Mr.
fire
Karma,
spreading.
when I talk about an arsonist, I really didn't mean an arsonist. I didn't really, literally mean you. Please.
As he'll note that like this is a cliff on the side of like a larger cliff. Not really anywhere for the fire to spread.
Oh, that's good. Actually, yeah, so
Yeah,
well,
at the very end, this is
Going back to set my
Awen's.
own village on fire.
This is Awen's place. She should decide, I guess, how this should be settled.
I
Want to drown in
appreciate the
blood?
gesture, but here's the thing: you guys are way better at this than I am, so I'm kind of following your lead.
well, Colin, if you do the honors, a good wall of flame should hit everything. I'll be on standby to put it out if it spreads.
I guess I will be too.
You'll see
Does
is
not
like he
seem
he gets really giddy as you say this.
right.
Yay!
I get the sense of thing on fire.
I wish Ghost was here for this. We're letting his character indulge his pyromania so much this arc, and he's missed like half of it.
You know, after the whole thing with Salem happened, he asked permission to fuck with my hometown or background. I said go for it, and I don't think he's done anything.
He's afraid.
Damn, I embraced it because I wanted to see what the fucker would do. I was expecting my family to be like half dead or something.
No, Berlin will do that.
No, because Berlin wasn't around for him to have a reason to want to do that. Well, I mean, personal reason. Other than fuckery.
What's up,
Go
Berlin?
on, sorry.
I'm thinking,
Yeah.
Colin, he wants to burn stuff.
Yeah.
And he knows that there's very little actual danger from the slimes themselves, mostly just from disease, which he personally can't really do much about. And you're giving him permission to burn this plateau.
Yeah. To glass it, in fact, which is why I recommended Wall of Fire.
He's not going to do Wall of Fire.
Yeah.
He's going to cast.
Aha! There it is. 10 10-foot cubes.
Yes, 1,000 square feet of fire.
Whoa.
Thinking about the Eurobeat.
Cool it, Nova Shenron.
Oh no. The Darude Sandstorm.
Thank you, Wesley. It took me a bit. I'm trying to remember the fucking name.
I think the recorder version is the funniest
Oh, of course, obviously.
because it's the worst version.
Any recorder version is the best version of a thing. Just like the Titanic.
Oh god.
I actually have a natural hate for that song, so the recorder version even makes it better.
Damn.
Well, no, my hate for the song is not the song itself. It's some fucker who decides that's the song they want to sing for karaoke night, and make everybody sad except for happy when singing fucking karaoke.
Yeah.
I've had this personal grudge for a very long while. Freaking cousin. I had to sing fucking Titanic. Everybody's crying when they were just super happy singing fucking songs earlier. Gotta show off your vocals. Sorry.
Anyways.
Personal grudge.
Yeah. Colin is hanging off of Awen. He will unleash the spell and kaboom. Just
Unleash the power of the sun.
The full concentrated power of the sun.
Of the sun.
Clear out of my ass onto
All
this
my
plateau.
And
It's been a sure Basina summer days walk and the full power concentrated.
Out of my ass after taco night.
So you're saying the full concentrated power of the sun, at this time of day, in this part of the country, localized entirely on that plateau.
Yes.
Yes.
I see it. Anyways.
No.
So
Berlin
yeah,
golf clapping.
As Colin is just kind of giggling to himself.
Of course he is.
It's not quite glass, Amber.
As does Colin take that as a challenge? I don't.
Well,
I'm not going to use too many of Ghost's spell stuff.
Shall I roll for smugness?
To be fair, he ain't here to use them.
Shall I roll Berlin's most here? Give me a moment. Here, I'll roll Berlin's most powerful ability.
Smugness?
Yeah.
Smug country.
Its most powerful technique. Anyway.
Alright. So yes. He will nod to that, but not really say anything as he's way too happy to have burned that stuff out of existence.
I could burn something without people yelling at me? Hey.
As you guys have burned away at least that patch. You're not entirely certain if there's more somewhere. You do know that you all do know that it is a rather somewhat uncommon plant. This is one of the very few places where it actually grows.
That was one of the main places, at least.
Yes.
Hey.
If anything, this was a hatchery for the stuff, so you at the very least significantly made it harder to get at the materials.
I hear the word Awin. Yeah.
Do you know any herbalists or healers in your village? Anyone who would know the local area's plants for forging?
Well, there used to be somebody for that, but I believe they left the village back. Wait, when?
Anyone recent? Anyone who would be foraging the area for herbs?
Like I said. Oh, go
on. Him talking about it, you would be brought to mind of one person. The previous herbalist's granddaughter.
They
left out of the village, but well, okay. It could be a shot, but they did have a granddaughter, and she might still be practicing, given that he taught her what he knew.
What do your
maybe one person.
What do your people do for sickness and injury, if you have nobody practiced in it?
Like I said, we had somebody, but they're gone.
Well, you said
they didn't really think the village would recover from this.
Oh,
really, honestly, the people who stood behind, because remember, the place went through war. The people who stood behind were those stubborn ones like my family.
You said a few years ago the war ended earlier this year. Anyway,
Oh, did I say that? Sorry, I meant to imply that they left after the damage. Tried to get away from here.
Yes, yes. Then it might be worth hunting them down. And also the granddaughter.
Well, the granddaughter's our recent bet right now, so all right.
Yes.
I'll take a look for her when we get back in.
Yes, we'll show her the samples you found and ask if she knows if this plant is anywhere else.
Honestly, I never really knew them personally, so I'm not exactly sure how this is gonna go, but hey, worth the shot anyways.
I mean, how old is she? Maybe I encountered her last night.
I wouldn't know if you did. And to be honest, I kind of kept to my own business. I never really thought to ask her age.
Fair enough.
It's not like we talk that often.
I meant, how does she look? Older than you, younger than you, your age?
Payday, you would know her to be
No.
a you would know her to be a half elf.
Given the fact that she's lied about her own age and the fact that nobody's questioned her on it, it's like that. I'm in no place to be able to judge that, especially since she's half elf, I think. So, long lifespan, that stuff always trips me up.
It wouldn't affect the age of maturity, but whatever. We'll figure it out. I was wondering if I'd encountered her before. Could have been useful to us. Berlin's begun walking.
You comfortable there, Colin? You good? You cooling off?
As
It's fire.
as you are like talking, like he has this like very serene smile, and you almost like knock him out of like almost a you almost knock him out of a
Stage mode.
like almost meditation. As he's like, oh,
I regret nothing.
yeah, I'm good.
I regret nothing.
Give me about 10 minutes. Sorry.
In a moment.
Again, she knows they're all right, but being happy about setting fire to something in her village just feels unnerving for some reason.
Unnerve
Can you at least
Awen.
not be this overly happy about it, I guess.
The unnerving Awen arc.
If anything, I'll honestly coming back and everybody praising her for what she's done to give her more motivation to keep going, even though she's donated enough money to keep everybody living for a very long while.
Alright, let's say when snatch one of the flowers off of the plant, turn it into the researchers, and then
I already did.
We'll find the herbalist.
Yep.
To the village!
And yeah, you guys will head to the village. Excuse me.
Excuse.
On the road.
Yeah, as it only takes about like 30, maybe 40 minutes at most to actually get to the place. Actually get to back to the village. Yeah, you'll see a lot of people seem to be rather kind of lazing about almost. A lot of them are still like kind of nursing hangovers and things like that from the party.
Aw. I could be such a dick right now if I wanted to. But that would cause a panic. Never mind. Oh, are you all hungover? Discharges a pistol into the air.
Oh, so fucking Awen will fucking try and knock some goddamn sense into you, like you fucking asshole. There's a difference between haha funny and they're recovering, asshole.
I don't even think I have pistol rounds anymore. I think I'm out. Oh no, I got 5. Oh no, it's the loaded ones. Do I have more?
Anyways,
Yeah. Go on.
so yes, as you guys are going about your business, yeah, you will, Heyday,
Yeah.
kindly roll for me a investigation or history check.
Uh, da-da-da.
Yeah, you'll be able to like somewhat quickly find a person that you are looking for,
Ooh.
as she appears to be assisting with the Dragonborn. She seems to be learning from him, like the techniques and things like that. Like how certain reagents react and uh, good ways to get rid of like bruises or stuff like that.
Oh, half elf. I
Can
would not have
I
been familiar.
recall her name?
I'm sorry?
Can I recall her name?
There is not a whole lot of people in the village, so I would say with a 17 investigation, yeah, you'd remember her name. Maybe not like
Cool.
her surname or anything, but you'd know like her name.
Cool, cool. That's payday asking. Because Awen, of course, knows her name.
Her name is Darla.
Darlin.
Darla Barlin.
Darlene.
Gretchen.
uh,
Damn, now I want to name the
Actually-
character Darlene. Go ahead.
her name is actually Jessine.
Not as fun.
Jessine.
Josine.
Okay, where's James? Got it. Anyways. Just taking a second to
Uh,
think. Justine.
Jessine and Yames.
Yeah.
They're here to protect the world from devastation.
Took you a second.
God damn it.
Justine.
She'll like look up to you, like kind of like slightly startled, but relax as like she sees you. She is a half elf. She has like dirty red hair, uh, like muddy, not like actual like filth, but like dirty blonde, but dirty red hair.
Yeah.
She is
She's a filthy ginger, got it.
No, a partial ginger. Half ginger.
She
Still,
is
half
like
or
sort
not,
of
you're
tanned.
so.
Yeah, she is rather tanned from her time like being in a farming, sit town and stuff like that. She has a like she has a like rather simple like frock. She has like a lot of freckles. And very she has very blue eyes. Uh, she is like a few inches taller than Awen, actually. As yes, you will go over to. Sorry, you'll go over to her and she'll ask you, what would you like? What you need?
Hey, Justine. We were investigating the whole cause of all this going down. And let's just say we kind of require some herbalism knowledge. Do you mind if we borrow your time?
Like as you were saying, that you were investigating, like she nods along with what you're saying. Like, oh, clearly she knows. Like everybody in the village knows. Uh, but like when you say that you need herbalism, she will like look a little surprised as she says, "Oh, I don't mind, but what I would assume that one of your uh one of the redhead man's companions would probably be better than me, right? I mean that's why they came here."
You'd be surprised. What I mean is that it's not their specialty, so we could use your help.
We need somebody who's been foraging in the local area's opinion.
Oh, yeah, I can do that.
Thank
We
you.
can help
Thank
if
you
we
very
could.
much. I'm sorry, it's when you had said the whole one of the companions, the first thing going through her head was all the weird shit everybody does. One's into guns, one does this, one's the whole thing is blood. The mundane herbalism stuff doesn't seem to be on the radar.
Oh no, she's talking about the people that came with Colin.
Yeah. Colin's entourage.
Well, yeah, she doesn't know them either, so she can only think of her own people. Sorry, go on.
We need to know if you've seen any of these plants in your foraging, locations where they grow regularly, and if you could direct us to them. Gesturing to the one that Awen's holding.
As she'll look at it with like slight surprise, as she will. Let's see. Ooh, okay. As she'll nod and she'll say, "Oh, you, yeah, the blood lilies."
Yes, you're familiar with them?
Yeah, good. They were some of my grandmother's favorite to work with. Anyway, you need some. I know about 3 places where you can find them.
We need you to direct us to all of the locations that they are known to grow.
We found someone trying to grow this in the aquifer. Do you have any idea about that?
On the plateau
Out
over
of
the
character,
aquifer.
what do you mean by the?
Sorry, I mean like the place we found them growing. She's like, do you know if like that was set up by someone here, or like was it potentially someone who did it here, or was it actually the person who we think did that?
I think that was one of the places they were growing, but I guess that whoever this person was, she set up a nursery to grow more.
Just nodding.
So I guess that'll knock out one of the places. So just 2 more.
Only 2. Good. I'll keep the investigating short.
Well,
That
also,
well, 2 that have like multiple plans. There are a few where it's just the one, or where there was one and I haven't seen it in a little while. But yeah, I can also take you to those if you want.
that would be of great help, please.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, follow me. And she'll actually take you into the village, instead of out of it, as she'll take you to a where there is a channel, a trench basically for irrigation, and she'll lead you around it and then like go into the channel, and lead you to where like a little bridge is, where you'll see one small plant. Uh,
Go on.
as yeah, you will see a small plant, a small blood lily plant, maybe about 1.5 feet tall, growing under growing in the relative shade of the bridge going over the irrigation trench. Oh, here's one of them.
Interesting. I would assume there would be more than one plant growing here. Does the soil look disturbed?
It is an irrigation trench, so the the water does kind of like up and down like rather constantly as as water is drawn away from other locations. There is about an inch of water or so at the bottom of the canal at the moment, as she will say, yeah, there were a few more a few weeks ago, but then we had a pretty decent rain, and this is the only one that wasn't washed away by it.
Alright, we're going to have to be particularly careful about exterminating the population in this area. It's probably been feeding a subtle trickle of it the entire time.
Did you want to grab it, or like do you need it? Or do you just need the locations?
Basically, we just need this plant to stop growing in the area, because we've discovered that the ooze causing this problem it's seeking them out and eating them.
For the moment, until everything's been cleared up again.
They could be reintroduced later, yes.
I've heard that word before, ooze, but I don't know what that is.
Basically, do you know of gray oozes? Gray slimes. They're in this area. They pretend to be rocks, but if you touch them, they burn you, drag you in, and eat you.
Oh, yes, I do. I've heard of those. That's why they tell us not to go to the rock quarry.
Yes. The local population of those has become polluted with incomplete alchemical potions and reagents, and it's mutated them.
She is walking as you guys are talking.
Yep. Yeah. It's become polluted, and now what I call prismatic oozes, as a temporary term for them, they're seeking out these plants and eating them to stay polluted for some reason.
As she nods at that, clearly getting the gist of what you said, but not like the whole thing.
By the way, if you know of any storages of these plants anywhere, do make sure they are properly covered so that their scent does not escape. I have the strangest feeling once we've destroyed the local populace of the plants, the oozes will go searching elsewhere.
Only store I can think of would be Grandmama's stores.
Well, just make sure that all samples of this plant are properly contained. Additionally,
Okay.
we may want to keep one of the spots alive and garrison anyone there, without destroying it to kill off the oozes as they appear. They will come to us looking for the plant.
What are you plotting?
Instead of having to find these oozes, we destroy all other sources of blood lily, and we leave one intact with troops garrisoned at it to kill them as they come to eat them.
That makes sense. Basically like trapping an animal.
Yes.
That is gonna take a little while, though.
That's not going to be for us to deal with, though. That's for somebody else.
And yeah, after about 15 minutes of walking, you guys are back on at the river, and this time instead of going down the or going up the river, she goes down the river, and she'll say, we will have to get in the river at one point. I don't know if that's a problem.
Give me a moment.
It's not too long.
The river, my only weakness.
How wide is the river?
Yes.
It's not like a particular it's not like a particularly vicious river or anything like.
Like we found a ford point.
Absolute, at absolute wide, it's just maybe 15 feet, but it averages around 8 or so.
Okay, so it's a stream, kind of deal. Or, well, I guess it's a river. Anyway, I can ferry us across one by one if you'd like.
We don't need to cross the river. We need to get into it.
Is there?
You'll see when we
Underwater
get-
structure?
when we get-
Yeah, it's a cavern.
No, kind of. It's more of an overhang.
Oh, I see.
There's a hill that the river carved through, and it goes over the river, and they're like in a little cave in where the river, like, I guess, made it through. I don't know how it works.
That makes things difficult. We probably should not have destroyed the plateau one. Oh, for fuck's sake. Sorry, one moment. Go on, as you're saying.
There is still the other place where it grows. If you're looking.
We destroyed.
No.
technically
She said there's 3 places where they grow in numbers. There's other places where there's like 1, maybe 2 plants.
Ah, yes.
3 main spots.
So yeah,
3 main spots.
yeah. The plateau is 1. The Underhill Grotto is the 2nd, and then there's a 3rd one.
Which is now mostly our only option for optimal strategic killing.
What is the 3rd one like? Like, where is it?
It's like pretty deep in the forest. There is this old stone thing. I guess it used to like move water from one place to our village, and then they found the aquifer underneath.
Alright, so you were using aqueducts, but...
Yeah, there's a really nice stone building out in the forest, and the stone channel goes there, and there's this really lovely pool, and that's where it is.
There might be something of interest there beyond the plants then, too. Well, let's uproot the one we have here.
And after about 5 minutes of walking, she will say, "Okay, we need to get in." You'll see what she's talking about the overhanging cave.
Yeah, it's like
the overhanging a hill, basically, where a river carved through it.
Yeah.
And you need to get into the river to get to a section like where the overhang is, as you see, like several hanging vines blocking a view of the thing. Before you can get into the water, however,
Pierre's detect magicking for shenanigans.
Yeah. You'll be able to notice Berlin. Probably be the first to notice, as you can feel the magics of a bit of the potion in this place. As one of the slimes will like make its way out of the out of the like the curtain of
The river curtain.
plants. Yes, of like hanging vines and things like that.
Yes.
Causing my freaking throat. I think phlegm is my most hated mild annoyance. Like just always that little wad at the back of your throat. I hate it so much.
Yeah. It's always good at being a problem.
But yeah, Justine will like scream in horror seeing this thing as it looks like an oil spot comes to life as it's crawling towards you. But it's no more inherently dangerous than any of the others, so you
Yeah.
are very easily able to destroy it.
Yeah. Oh, calm down, Justine. It's just a slime.
It was bigger than me.
They're usually like that.
Don't
I
dismiss her
apologize.
like that. She's not used to that kind of stuff like we are.
That's why I'm enjoying the moment of her shock.
Please excuse him. He's just like that a lot.
Listen, Awen, moments of strong emotion like these are rare.
No. I'm not gonna just listen. Don't mock her, because she's not used to it.
I wasn't mocking her, I was enjoying the moment.
Just ignore him for that part.
Okay. Do you want me to take you to the other one now?
Please.
Yes, let's go. Thank you.
As yeah, you will be led through the forest, where you will have to defend Justine from like a couple of like no more slimes, but like there is like a pair of boars like having it out, by which I mean like they are trying to murder each other.
Just stay on Massive Hog's back, no one will dare mess with you.
Which, yeah, with considering how huge Massive Hog is, like they are animals. They're not smart, but they're not, but they do want to survive. Like if it was just the people, like they might be interested in attacking. After all, they are giant. They are boars, and they are made of hatred.
Boars aren't made of hatred, they're made of territorialism.
They are made of violence.
Yes. Short-range violence. My favorite kind.
Someone made a joke to me a while back about how carnivores like don't attack you if they don't think you're worth it, because time spent healing is time not spent eating. Herbivores will attack you with everything they have, because like if they die, they're going to take you with them, and boars just want you dead.
Omnivores just kind of they'll just kind of kill for killing.
Anyways, yeah. She will lead you about another hour through the forest. Hang on, actually. Okay, about another 30 minutes, and about an hour total from the village. And yeah, you will come across what once was very clearly, well, not very clearly, but what once seemed to be an elvish estate. Like, there's very little left of, like, you can see there is like a stone aquifer, broken and like every now and then there's a few standing posts and like it's very very ruinous. Maybe a few walls. There's no like actual rooms to these ruins. It's like there's a few foundations, mostly overgrown, but you are able to find what she will show you as very clearly an old uh an old pond, uh one that was with the stones around the rim very clearly made, like man-made. Perhaps it was a koi pond or feng shui or something.
A
But you
reflecting
do
pool.
see, yeah, perhaps. But you do see about 15 of these plants uh in this water. It's maybe about uh 15 feet in diameter. This pond.
Hmm. This is a good defensible location. We could use this to draw them in. No? Yes?
I mean, I'm not disagreeing.
Yeah. Well,
Like you said, it's very reasonable. It's good sense.
Alright then.
Yeah.
We'll just mark this
How
one.
far is it from the village, by the way?
What'd you say?
How far is it from the
How far is it
village?
from the village?
Oh,
Yeah.
About an hour.
Okay. Actually, not too bad.
Is there any
To the village? No.
is there any signs of the slimes having ever been here?
I would say roll another investigation check, please. This time with advantage,
You got it.
since you at this point have a pretty decent amount of very recent. Hey, no. Shoot.
15?
Excuse me. With a 15, yeah, you're able to find a pretty decent amount of like a very decent snail trail of like what looks like oil on a parking lot.
Alright. They have been here. This is a perfect spot, so we just mark this location. Then we inform them of our plan. From there, we clear any small stragglers we see around, if you know any more. And that should be it.
Is that sounds good. Th- I'm guessing you're gonna need me to show these people how to get here.
Well, I believe it.
please.
Was, I assume we could make a map for them, but yes. A guide would be helpful.
That's why I would just said straight out, please. Like, all this extra effort, just have the person guide them.
Well, an organized group of survivalists and mercenaries traveling there with a map versus having to protect the yokel.
The yokel.
The yokel. Alright then, everyone, let's move. We have places to be. Back to the village.
Okay.
Yes.
But yes. So, you guys will travel the hour back to the hour back to the village. What the
You okay?
Yeah, I know my cat's in heat, but like, god damn, that yell scared the shit out of me.
Yes, they do that.
Mm.
But yes, so ba-ba-da-ba-da. Yes. And as you guys are heading back, there's not really much that happens. Uh, you guys will make it back to the village with little to no issues. Uh, once again, like not a whole lot of wildlife you find. Uh, and as you're going, you'll be able to meet up back with the main group of Colin's uh, potioneers,
Pushiniers,
alchemists.
potion sellers. Do they all have...
Uh,
Go.
Go ahead, Ricky.
I was gonna say, do they all have weird shaped heads? But nah, don't worry about it. Move on.
But yes,
Okay.
as you got, yeah, you'll be able to meet back up with the alchemists. As you'll see that they have got like a pretty decent list going. In fact, they seem to have already brewed a couple of the potions that are in the ledger.
Damn, they did that fast.
Only a couple of them, like some of the like less impressive ones, less finished ones.
Yeah.
But yes.
All right. Well,
And yeah, they will greet you like, "Hello. Any news?"
full report. What we found, what we did, what the plan is.
Sounds good.
Yes. We believe we've figured out a way to exterminate the existing populace while ensuring that future growths of them will die out. And that plan is this.
We've talked about this.
I know, that's why I'm saying Berlin tells them the plan.
Oh god. As yeah, you tell them the plan, they'll like nod to you and they'll like, and they will say that they'll see about getting another adventuring group or a contingent of soldiers of some kind, perhaps from the Elven King.
Basically, we just need a group well fit towards fighting oozes. They would be gray oozes with extra effects on them. And a herbalist group to basically sweep the area and remove any other samples of this plant. We'll pile them up at the pond, draw things in even more.
Yeah, they will nod to you. And with that plan, they will like reach like grab a few sending stones and start making calls.
Well, Awen, we've either saved or doomed your village. Aren't you proud? You made a difference today.
Yeah. And I wish you would stop putting it so on got that ominously. But yes, and thank you.
I didn't really... Oh, no, I did do a bit, actually. You're welcome.
About to be humble. Wait a minute. No, praise me.
Wait a minute, no, I did a lot. You're welcome.
Look at these people pretending they don't know who I am. I still say that is probably like the best line you've ever come up with, comical.
Comical?
Is like probably like the best bit of, oh, he beat our bead.
Oh, damn it.
But
Yeah, I think we've done
that's fine.
everything we can.
And yes, you have. And as like this plan is put into place and it is implemented, you have you have done basically everything there is to assist in the saving of Avon's village. You have figured out about the water. You have figured out about the potions. You have figured out about the slimes. You killed all but 2 of them.
Oh, there was an actual limited number of
And
them?
yes.
Damn.
And as the interest of this place grows, the phenomena of slimes and of the disease coming here, researchers will show up, and to accommodate these researchers, a few of the villagers build an inn, and with more people requires more resources, more bringing in like an actual like doctor and entertainment and things like that.
It's looking bright for Bexley Village.
Yes,
You're welcome.
Bexley grows because of this incident. Going from about 50 people, and in about 30 years there'll be it goes from 50 people, and in about 30 years there'll be a couple thousand people.
Avon telling her fucking
And-
tiefly grandchildren, like, I helped build this village back for once again.
But that's not the only thing that happened.
Oh.
After all, the plants were eating the potions, putting the magic into the air. And
Concern.
that magic has to go somewhere.
Concern.
And where else but the people, the food, the animals. There are phenomena that happen here. There are a large number of Fey incidents. And interestingly enough, Bexley and everywhere around a couple 100 miles around it, there is suddenly a massive spike in the number of natural mages, sorcerers, for the next few decades.
I promise I'm only responsible for
Oh.
like 2 of them.
William, you don't know how hard that plays into what I was doing with the little sister. Because I always said that she was going to be a potential backup character and she was going to be a magic type of sorts.
Yes.
That's why.
I can't
I have a
believe.
magic infection.
I got the magic in me! Did you get the blood magic or the nature magic?
Magic is
Flower
magic.
power.
To be fair, they're both nature magics. It's just one's creepy.
Friendship is magic.
Friendship!
Oh,
Well,
God.
Have you ever
my
seen
ex-
Made of the Best? People love that shit.
I have
God,
not.
you remind me my ex used to be a brony.
Ah, fucking. My cat is digging her claws into my shins so hard.
She wants you to give her your shins.
Give her your
Sounds good to me.
shins. Relinquish them.
I mean, I guess technically I'm not using them at the moment because I'm sitting down.
Cool, I'll get the bone
You're
saw.
not using them. Give them to me.
So we're sitting there, we're like telling everyone things. We're saying, all right, so what should we do to... And the future sight kicks in and we see all of this.
So yeah,
Whoa,
what the
that
fuck
was
happened?
weird.
I BRB'd for a second, and now suddenly we're in epilogue.
Yeah, you guys have made a plan, and basically there's not really all that much to do left in the village.
Yeah. The Bexley Village arc has ended.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yay!
Yeah, as I said, you have discovered the cause of the cure, or the cause of the disease, what is happening with the water, the aquifer, the potions, the plants, like how it's procreating. You've killed all but 2 of the current slimes. And yeah, you have a group of people who are going to help both cure the disease and to, deal with the fallout of and help to kill the remaining slimes. So,
We've
I'm
done
gonna
it.
guess. Do you guys wish to? Do you guys wish to head to the back to the IAG?
Yes, I would. Anyone else?
Ah, everyone, you know what I think we deserve after this?
Ash, I would take you out of my room right now if I wasn't so conscious about you screaming outside of my roommate's door.
Oh yeah, I hate when they do that. They press up against the door and scream into it. But, you know what I think we deserve after all of this?
You mean besides the whole I gave everybody a mansion retreat thing?
That was one night of fun, of proper vacation.
Oh,
Vacation's all I ever want.
well, y'all would get a vacation. Not me. I still got a lot of stuff to do.
Oh, I was thinking moon drip.
What's it? Moondrip again?
Moondrip's a popular little place with vampires and an eternal night. I don't particularly think you should go there, but it is a little secret
That
place.
sounds like more trouble.
Exactly, it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll kill some vampires.
Unfortunately for me, I still have things to do with my college. I got done with the whole transportation island, and now I have to wrap up this. But still wrap things up with your village, even though things are soft now.
And I have to return to Seagog to... Well, frankly, things are starting to catch fire over there with the company, and I need to do my job for a bit. And also I wanted to get some contacts and see if I could help us, follow some leads we've not really had an eye on. It's what Fortune perks up with from the back.
Yes. You two, I guess, Mr. Amber, I guess you could also join them?
Yeah, Mr. Amber.
Yeah, Colin will nod and he'll say, well, perhaps you can, meet up with some of my contacts in Xizang. I have made a few trade partners with them.
I have heard about the gold branches, and you? What has been happening?
He, will puff his chest up a little bit, nodding.
But in the meantime, I was more referring to the Slayer's cause, what's happening with Cinder. There's some incidents with Pice and my father that I would like to look into.
As you say, Cinder, your,
Smolder, yeah.
Smolder. Your jug will like slightly heat up,
Hmm?
which I don't know if Fortune would even notice that. Actually.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. She can still... Oh no, she's resistant to cold. Shit, she might not notice. She's kind of numb to temperature changes up to a certain point.
Well, if you rattle around, if it rattles.
I don't know. Because I have not been able to
But, yes.
find Smolder since the time shift, and I'm getting worried.
He'll ask. Colin will ask. But are you going to come with us to Foveros, or are you just gonna go directly to Sejong?
I do need to stop at the IAG quarters and put in for some time off, a hiatus or something, because I will not be able to do IAG work while I do this, but it will be helpful to the work we are doing, so I think they will just say yes. So I'm not gone yet, but I'm not leaving Overos with all of you. And even then I may leave before you do.
Huh. All right. Well, as long as you keep safe, I guess.
Yes, and you will see me again, Miss Avon. I'm not, like, leaving forever.
No, I know. Besides, I have something I kind of have to go to anyways.
I have let
Not gonna take that long.
Yes, I've let a bunch of things slip from my grasp that I shouldn't have.
And I'll be at your village, helping out. Even if you need any help or things, I guess I'll be here.
Yeah, I actually just want to say thank you all for helping, because by all technicality, you never had to, except for Berlin, since we made a deal, but still.
Oh, I probably still would be here. History is being made right now, and you all appear to be right at the forefront of it. It's
To be
interesting.
fair, you wouldn't
I don't know.
just accept the thank you.
I
'Cause
did.
Technically, you wouldn't have known about it unless I asked you.
That was me accepting the thank you.
Oh. Sorry. It's a little hard to tell.
People in your world are so terrible with implications.
Right, you come from
Ah.
space. It's like the
Nah.
your world. Oh, right. He's from space.
He's not from
Yeah.
space. He's from... Go on.
I do
The
remember you
one
saying
place
something
that-
about the space.
He's
the
been to
one
space.
place that capitalism has not yet infected. Pride.
I will have you know that I've been there. Berlin,
God,
the one
I
of capitalism.
love Tim Curry.
Yeah, he does great stuff. I have been to space, Miss Awen, but I'm not from there.
Right.
It was kind of boring, really. It's like
Just says nothing about that. Like, you've been to fucking space. It's bored.
it's like
What? Never mind.
it's like being on a ship, but with more rules.
Would each of you kindly roll me a d20, please?
Terrifying.
Okay. Ka-chow.
Natural one.
That's 2. Okay.
My most powerful
Hey, roll 3.
technique.
Yeah,
It'll be-
sure. Just
it'll
give
be
me
funny.
a second.
It'll be funny, do it.
Do it.
What's your roll of 4?
Don't say such cruel things.
Show me a nat 20. 9.
Ah.
Wow. Those are low rolls, alright.
1, 2, 9. But yes. So as you guys will travel to the back to Foveros,
So,
and let's see. Yeah,
Only those
you'll
three.
and yes, sorry. Berlin, Fortune, and Awen, and Comical. will head back to Foveros, and they will. Oh my god, I forgot about all this.
Comical, the player?
Yep.
I'm there.
Yep, we pulled you into the
Ah.
game world and then dragged you along with us.
I'm sorry, I meant colon, not comical.
Alright, give me access to his sheet. I'll be playing him when he's gone.
So, how do we want to get there? Teleportation circle options, teleportation, I can ethereal travel us.
Colon will say. Does Colon have? Oh wait, Colon will tell you that he can simply get you there.
Ah, good, perfect.
Teleportation circle.
Yeah, I just need to know above game. I don't get my spell slots back on rest. I have to actually go get them, so I just need to know if I was using mine or not.
I don't. Colon has it covered. God, little shit. You say hi?
I don't think that's a high.
Sounds a little angry over there.
Yeah, she's in heat again.
She's in heat like every other week, man.
The various...
She hasn't been in heat. She hasn't been in heat in like a couple months at this point, actually. She's just been in heat for a while. Good kitty.
I forgot about the handsome
I know you-
Squidward tiefling.
I know you can't tell. But yes. Fortune.
Wait,
You'll act as you guys like teleport into the teleportation circle room and like leave to get into like the main building. You'll actually be stopped by one of the guards. As he'll say, he doesn't seem angry or anything. In fact, he seems rather jubilant as he says, "Oh, Miss Fortune, right?
yes, hello? Did you need something?
I heard someone say your name was Calistan, right?
I have a connection to the Calistant family, unfortunately, yes.
Oh well, I just wanted to say I just wanted to offer my congratulations."
I don't like where this is going, go on.
He like looks a little confused about like when you say that, and he's like, "Oh, you know the wedding. It's in a couple of months between Marco and the general woman. It's gonna be one of the biggest. It's gonna be one of the biggest weddings in like the last few centuries, from what I've heard.
Oh,
Well, non-royal, anyways."
I see. That is, that's very good to hear. Thank you for telling me this.
He looks a bit like confused at like you saying this, like as if it's like, "Oh, should I not have said this?" He's like, Fortune has a less than positive reaction to this.
Yeah. So, where, you said in a couple of months. Where is this wedding taking place?
Back in Pice. I hear it's happening on the Lord Calistan's land.
I see. This is very useful information. Thank you for telling me this. Everyone,
The guy will like nod to you, wondering if he just sent an assassin after Marco.
Maybe.
or like a jilted lover or something.
I am going to go and make a couple of calls. Because I apparently have missed a lot. Excuse me. Fortune scampers out of the room.
Okay, yeah. And with Berlin, Awen, and Colin. Let's see.
You think we'll get invited to the wedding? The food's probably going to be great. Berlin turning to Awen and saying that.
What was it?
Do you think we'll get
The
invited?
food's gonna be great.
Do you think we'll get invited to the wedding? The food is probably going to be great.
I have a feeling that we're probably gonna get involved somehow, even though we don't want to be. Or at least I don't want to be.
Hmm.
Then again, it is a wedding. Doesn't sound that bad.
Let's see. I mean, it seems to be a noble and a military commander. It's a highly politically charged wedding. And perhaps she doesn't like the implications.
Honestly, I have no clue, but it feels like whenever we go somewhere, we always get involved with what's going on.
That's why I'm following you. I've noticed that as well. I would have left by now otherwise.
How wonderful.
Awen.
And yes.
Not that I blame you.
Yes.
Or anything.
If I don't stick my nose into big business, who will?
You know, again, I can't really judge you on that, given that if you didn't, I wouldn't have a village anymore.
Yes. Makes it oh so much more fun when you lord it over yourself for me and I don't have to do it.
She holds back from just calling him a jackass.
His smile's
Just says
growing.
nothing, just immediately still thinking it though.
Just every time he gets that little reaction, the smile grows. I believe you have a report.
Focusing on the date she has later.
I believe you have a report to give.
Right. Oh, what were you saying, William?
I wasn't really saying anything.
He was wrestling with his cat.
I thought I heard you say something.
No. Yeah, I'm assuming you guys are going to talk to Alice.
Depending on how long it takes to get an audience with her, Fortune will either be there immediately or rumble in late, but yes.
Interestingly enough, she does, you are told that she is in a meeting, but, Awen and Colin,
Okay.
you are actually told that, let's see. Her assistant will actually give you a bit of information.
Ooh.
They're planning a rather significant strike against the cult. The same way that the Earth cult was taken away by their leader telling them to no longer support them. They are planning to do with the Air cult. The Air cult, however, the leader, Volmon Landross, probably won't let that happen. However, they just need to install a new leader for the Air cult. And who better for that than someone who used to be a member of the Air cult and is currently a member of the IAG, Laureen Landross.
Oh.
Why is Comical not here for this?
I am here for this.
Okay, good.
I'm just not playing her.
I know, but I thought you were still BRB or something.
I'm back. I just neighed. That's all I did.
Nerd. Fair enough.
Awen, who is not fully aware about what that means, is just like, oh. Because she was not here for her being in the party.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awen's like, neat. Everybody else, why is everybody flabbergasted?
I do believe that of the current group, only Colin would
Colin?
know who that is.
Fortune's not there?
This is before
No.
Fortune gets back, yeah. Like, you
Yeah,
guys are...
okay.
Yeah. You guys are in the waiting room to speak to Alice, and one of her aides lets this slip. Fortune's
Oh,
making some
That was a
rather
bad one.
some rather
That's weird.
panicked
That was for half a
calls.
second.
And yeah, she will give you your payment for the job of the Island of Death, which I believe was, is it 5,000 or 10,000 gold?
I honestly don't
It's
know. It would be...
For what? What thing are we?
the payment for the completion of the Island of Death job.
Oh, God. I believe that was over a year ago now.
Yeah. I'm looking to see if we have like an IAG notes thing.
I'm looking in Archon, in Discord, like if there is a, let's see.
You know, I always thought we had that written somewhere.
So are we now Red Iron? Obsidian? Right? Or are we still white gold?
I think... Let's see. Fortune is...
I think some of you are different ranks.
Yeah, Fortune's platinum. So I think Colin is also platinum, I think? Awen might be getting a promotion here in a minute. Because isn't she still, like, bronze or something?
I purposely was one level under you guys, so
Yeah.
technically I guess I should be technically one level under you.
She was white gold, I believe.
Ah, yes. Man, I don't think we ever took note of that. We just took this mission for the shenanigans of it.
You know, I'm
Yeah.
gonna go ahead and just say 10,000 gold.
Hot diggity dang.
So
And Fortune needs it.
So yeah. How are you guys going to be splitting this? Because yeah, Pierre isn't there, and right now it's just Berlin, Awen, and Colin. Fortune will be rejoining, so she'll probably win.
Yeah.
Are you go? I'm assuming it's just going to be split between Fortune, Awen, and yeah, Fortune and Awen at this point, because they're the only two who are part of the mission.
I would think Pierre might get a cut.
Berlin. Yeah, but he's not there.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, didn't really join for. He wasn't there with the IEG. He was already there, and the IEG kind of hired him to help.
then I guess it's Awen and Fortune 5,000 gold apiece, baby.
She wouldn't say no.
Berlin got paid. It wasn't by the IAG, but he got paid. Oh man, Berlin, how much gold do you have on you right now? 4,600, 260 platinum, and about 400,000 worth of various diamonds and pearls.
Why?
Yeah, why do you ask?
No reason.
Oh
No
my
reason.
god, I found my new mark. Hey,
So,
big boy.
so you're a saint, huh? That's really cool. Get away from me, knife ear. Ah. He's slicing, can't get him. Filthy elf.
Filthy elf.
Lesser race.
She just approaches him again, like with her ears rolled up like a fucking carpet. What about now?
Not falling. Not falling for it.
No, not her ears aren't rolled up. She has like plastic human ears over them, but they're like comically massive to be able to fit over her normal ears. So it looks like she has a pair of like butterfly wings on either side of her head.
Damn. Tell me all about yourself. I'm sure I'll hear it. God.
The Family Guy Ben Stiller joke.
I wish he Slicing had had more time to gold dig on Rainier. Oh well.
But yes.
Was gonna exploit him for everything he's worth and then sell him out to somebody for a paltry fee. Money.
Too bad he's experienced that before. There are people trying that before.
Damn it. Oh, but I'm so unassuming. Look at me.
But yes.
We're receiving the payment before Alice shows up, or?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So yeah, right now, Awen, you've got the whole bag, and no one's there to see shit, because Berlin wasn't allowed past the waiting room, because he's not IAG.
What do you mean I have the whole bag? You make it sound like she's got a fucking devious ass bone in her body to go like, well, he deserves nothing. Or what do you mean?
Well, I'm saying this, if you pocketed that 10,000 gold right now, no one would know.
That's what I'd say. You make it sound like she's that kind of fucking person that would even think about that.
I know. I know she's not. It's just fun to tempt your sinful
Payday
hand.
is, but not Awen.
Yeah.
I mean, Colin is there as well.
Oh, he's
Also,
he's in the room? Okay.
Also, William, you've seen Hell of a Boss?
Yeah.
When you were talking
Wait,
about the
a
disguise.
little.
Oh, have you seen one where they dressed up as humans before?
No, I think I've only ever seen like the pilot and the first episode.
Oh, god damn it. It was one of the episodes they dressed up as humans and they had literally fake ears over the ears exactly like that, where it was like large, comical human ears.
They were like comicals. The farthest I got into Hell of a Boss is, are you fucking filming us right now?
I was gonna make you watch it, but you said you didn't want to, so I wasn't gonna make you.
Wait, no, I've seen the second episode as well. Lululand.
Lululand. Definitely not the ripoff of Satan's place. Not Satan, Lucifer's.
Anyways.
But,
I
mean, yeah.
So, yeah.
In about...
I think Alice would like have the two of you join after about maybe 10 to 15 minutes as she gets out of her meeting. She will greet you, Awen and Colin. I don't know if Fortune would be back at this point.
How much time did you say passed?
About 10 to 15 minutes.
She'll be there in about 5.
Okay.
Because I'd said 20.
Yeah,
I told myself in my head 20 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, Awen. It's you and Colin with Lady Alice, as she will like greet you and say, hello. How are you, dear child? And Mr. Amber, it's a pleasure to see you as well. I haven't had the pleasure of your presence in what, 2 years at this point?
Apologies, that's my cat.
To which Colin will like nod and like look around the room as he's not been here in a while. And he's
Um,
trying to decide what would burn best.
when when she had said, the whole, how have you been? The answer was pretty good considering I was dinosaur food not that long ago. Given the whole eaten by the goddamn thing. Never forgetting that in her lifetime yet.
Dinosaur food. That is, I hear that's quite unpleasant.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Unpleasant. That's the word.
The cat is cat. The cat is cathing.
That's fucking reverberating. It's like a fucking truck.
William, stop revving your cat.
There you go, revving. Thank you. No, please do. I love it.
I will be honest. I do like give her belly a little squeeze, as a joke, because it like makes her. It gives like basically that vibe where it's like, oh yeah.
Reminds me when I call my dog's name in a somewhat higher pitch. He starts somewhat like whining, growling. It's not even like a bad growl. It's more like a annoyance. I fucking love it. I hate torturing it, but I love it. It's too fun.
The only trick my dog has with me is she knows the difference between my looks. Well, it's my mom's dog, but either way. She'll either come to see me all excited or no, just like, oh, I'm not supposed to be here, and leave. Most notably when I'm cooking and she's at my foot in the kitchen. I don't even say anything, I just look at her.
Lucky you. Our dog's like sitting there waiting for you to drop something.
Oh, it took some training, but I got her to leave when if I look at her, even.
Yeah, Ash likes to go into the bathroom for some reason, like the upstairs bathroom. The door's usually shut, but I had her trained at one point to like never go in there, even if the door is open. Because like I would just keep like moving her out of the room every time she went in. But she likes to play with boundaries, see if what she can get away with. She's the skittishest little shit, but she's like, no, these aren't your boundaries, these are my. I
did
get to
because
have
I want to.
boundaries. I get to have boundaries. You don't.
Training animals. Right about now is when Fortune scrambles in.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry I'm late. There was a bit of an emergency. What did I miss?
Lady Fortune. What have you heard? Has anything... I'm not sure how much information that you have in order to
I have heard
tell you anything else.
I have heard about the wedding in Paris in a few months.
She like raises her eyebrow as to like that's the point that you bring up, but she doesn't like mention she doesn't comment on it at all. Have you heard about Landross?
No, what about her? Or is it the other one? Which Landras is it?
Well, you know how we do not have to deal with the Earth Cult because of because the leader, Mr. Prominent Silica, has told them that they are not to fight us, and in fact are going back to she will like air quotes normal Lord of Earth instead of their aspect of it.
Yes, a very
Well,
upstanding fellow.
We had the thought of why not try and do the same for the other cults? You know, change the leadership. But the water cult is run by an aboleth, seemingly, so probably not going to have much luck there. And the fire cult, we don't have any sort of in there, but the air cult, Mr. Vulmon Landras, perhaps he might not be able to be persuaded to stand down as Mr. Silica did, but perhaps Loreen Landros could be, if we simply installed her as the new leader. She is a former member of the Air Cult, a current member of the Earth Cult, and still a member of the International Adventurers. So we we put her in place. We have another ally. They lose the information branch of their organization, and the and we potentially gain that information. Of course, this is all in the planning stages. Probably will not be happening for a few weeks to several months, if at all. But it is a plan that we are having, and one that Prominence has uh, agreed to, if not yet fully Miss Landros.
Two questions and a point. Um, when was Lorraine resurrected? When did she join the Earth Cult? And do we have a plan for if the Earth Cult fractures?
To be honest, I'm not entirely certain about either of them, either of your questions, but as Mr. Silica and Miss Lorraine both, uh, they don't refuse to answer questions, but they are really made uncomfortable by them. But from what I can see, from the information I have gathered, he is the reason why she has been resurrected, and when he did so, he offered her a place with him while she sorted things out, so to speak.
That is... I'm
But
not
if
sure.
the air cult fractures, I don't see that. I don't see that happening, as they are fanatics. They are, do as the leader set tells you to do. But even if it, but if it does fracture, that is still better than leaving them whole and in the enemy's hands.
It somewhat is, but do not they are an information, everyone? If they fracture and we are allied with one part of the fracture but not the other, it will be easier for the enemy to infiltrate us. We need to be ready for that.
Yes.
So that's something to consider in the planning stages. As for the other two and my questions, I don't know how to feel about that right now. Let's hope it's something nice, shall we?
Yes.
Have we given our report yet?
Yes, Mr. Amber and Miss Lunarex have told me about your adventures with dinosaurs.
Yes.
And me being eaten by one.
It was quite harrowing, really. I'm surprised she's alive.
Me too!
I'm sure that it's a story that Freedom will quite enjoy, she says, giving Awen a little smirk.
She kind of like scratches the back of her head and kind of looking away a little.
Oh, did that go well, Avon? I don't believe you've ever told me. You've brought him up a couple of times, but
Yeah, I'll tell you about it later. Not here. Thank you.
I believe everyone already knows, but okay.
Thanks.
Oh, hey, well, you don't have to keep a secret. You can't.
Thanks, Fortune. I've only been nice to you and basically supported you with everything, but sure, call me the fuck out.
I mean, she said, I think everyone already knows, but a fair yes, I don't know. I'm caught. Sorry, Berlin's smugness is like bleeding through because I was playing him for a while there.
Yeah, it's fine. It's actually very, very funny.
But well, that leaves the Isle taken care of. You've reported on Bexley Village, I assume, as to why we were late. The details of that are taken care of.
Bexley Village?
Oh,
We didn't get to that part.
all right, that's fine.
I don't recall any jobs of that name.
And it was a personal thing for me. My village, my home. It was stricken
Ah.
by disease, and well, since we had extra time.
If it's personal, then you needn't speak about it. I am more concerned with actual IAG business, but
Oh, I was just simply reporting that's why we did not report immediately. That was it. There was a local emergency, I believe is how they say it in the codex.
yeah, you needn't, I'm trying to think about out of character. I'm trying to think of how to phrase what she's going to say.
You needn't report on your every action.
Something like that,
Yeah.
yes. Uh, we
Personal things of no concern.
while we do provide you with jobs and things like that, we are technically not your employers. I am in charge of this of you, yes, but that is because partially you allow me to be, and partially because the I am the one in charge of dealing with the cults. The Whether you clock in or not is uh, how long it takes you to do a job, how long it takes you to report in after one is it is nice, yes, but mostly unnecessary unless I specifically ask for one.
All right, I'm sorry. I'm used to paperwork where, oh, there is a gap in between the completion of your job and the reporting in. What was this gap? Sorry. Perhaps I'm too
After all,
used to a more demanding boss when it comes to paperwork.
After all, your companion Colin, I believe, has not taken a single IAG job in the last 2 years.
Isn't that the limit? Also, wasn't that...
No, you're, as long as you just don't get paid for jobs if you don't take them. After, like the whole 2 gold a day thing, that's why it requires 5 jobs in a month at least.
Oh, I
Because
see.
some people take just the bare minimum and take the money, as well as I said, I'm not technically your employer. I'm simply the person who helps adventurers find jobs.
In all honesty, Lady Alice, that was just a force of habit on paperwork. Dragal is very demanding about exact timing, and I've gotten used to it. And the dwarves are too, interestingly enough.
Yes, I've heard about both of those.
I once got
But,
to.
but yes, I am quite glad that you are reporting in. I do like to hear that you are all right and good. But you know, Fortune, that most people, unless they actively throw away their badge, most appointments are for life in the IAG. Unless, of course, you do something that breaks our code of harm reduction.
All right. Not a problem. I just wasn't thinking. I'm sorry. It's the Hunter Association.
It is quite all right.
Speaking of,
A Hunter Association mixed kind of with the SCP
yeah.
Foundation.
Speaking of long periods of time without taking an IHE mission, I did need to speak to you about needing to take some hiatus, as I have a few personal things I need to take care of.
Very well. Take as much time as you need.
I appreciate it, thank you. Just, official declaration of it for the paperwork.
Very well. Let me know when you get back. Perhaps I'll have a few more missions for you.
I would appreciate that. Thank you, Lady Alice. So we've given... Wait, Okay, so we've given our report. We've reported that in. Anything else, guys? What are we doing?
Yeah, what do you want to tell?
Well, I know Awen's got some personal stuff she wants to go do at the current moment, like pick up that shit she had made and go, hang with Freedom for a little before we do anything major again.
Yeah, and I believe there's a mission for us upcoming with the Landras plan, Operation Landras. I did.
There's no set time. They said probably like a couple weeks to maybe a few months.
Yeah.
That's code for you guys don't have to worry about a time limit if you want to do a job or two before that.
Got it.
Thanks, William. We would never actually legitimately put that together.
It's true. I'm frothing at the mouth, deranged. I did have a question. While we were on the Isle, we encountered a gentleman that goes by as Berlin Malgris. Claims he is a saint and that he has worked with the IHG before. Do you have any information on him? Is he a serial killer?
He's super powerful too, by the way. I can attest to that.
Well, I'm pretty sure most members of the IAG are serial killers in one way or another, but let me see.
I don't like that answer.
Not gonna say anything about that, just like, that seems rather too casual of an answer, but okay.
The organization we're a part of is not necessarily good.
They are a net positive. They are not good.
Yeah. Lawful neutral, if you would.
Killing one killer, there's still one killer in the world. Killing two, there's a net positive. There's two. There's one gone.
Then kill two.
But yes, she will think about it, go through a few bits of paperwork as she'll shake her head. No, I don't believe that I am personally acquainted with this person, but that is of course there are about couple 100,000 members of the IAG, and I don't know each and every one of them, nor do I know every person who's worked with us before.
Understandable.
Sorry to say.
I was just wondering who I would talk to about that, because we know nothing about him.
I would suggest asking him that, or finding others he has worked with, perhaps.
I guess I'll add that to my to-do list. Thank you, Lady Halsey.
So we're not going to find anything, basically.
I apologize if I've not been of much help. Perhaps you could speak to my my companion Belgos. He is the adamantine in charge of records. And in fact, I think you would quite like him, Miss Lady Fortune, as he is also a scrivener of Jagal.
Well, I appreciate that sentiment. Unfortunately, that's not a very good measure, but I will speak to him. Thank you, Lady Halsey.
Yes, just note that they have a strange cadence.
Oh, is this going to be one of those hive mind things? I've encountered a couple of those recently.
No, they just talk very slowly.
Very well, I will be very patient.
And yeah, she will tell you, gift to you instructions on how to get to Belgos,
Oh, very
as
good.
they are somewhere in the IAG building. As Alice will actually hand you written instructions and tell you to burn them when you get to Belgos.
All right, looking. Oh, this is complex!
Yes.
This is Careless fucking Resurrection! Careless Resurrection instructions!
But yes, so you will be able to get to Belgos if you so desire. If you leave Lady Alice's office, if you wish to.
Do we need to ask anything else, everyone? Do we know what we're doing?
Pretty much.
Okay. We will report back when we have a chance and know what we're doing. Thank you. Fortune backing out of the room awkwardly. The
Of course.
Holy shit, Ewan, that's a lot of money!
Yeah, that had a lot of money, didn't it?
Outside of the office door, audibly enough to be heard through the door.
As Colin will look at that, you'll be like, oh yeah, that is a pretty decent amount of money, isn't it?
Yes, that is the payment from...
He says.
You know, Colin, just because you're rich doesn't mean that a lot of money stops being a lot of money. I could still buy, I don't know, 2 houses with this. 2 good-sized houses, 2 homes that could be passed down through generations with this. That's still a lot of money, even if you have so much more than that. A very important thing to know.
Maybe depending on location, yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't think here, but you know what I mean. In a nice place.
Yeah, no, that's what Colin says.
Oh yeah. Oh, Colin, you have never known poverty. That's right. It's hard to explain. No, that was Fortune remembering, like, oh shit, no, he doesn't know. um,
He was a merchant's son, and then he was, actually, I think the closest thing to poverty he's ever been was with you guys.
what do you mean we don't have servants to
Ironically.
wipe our asses for us?
I mean, to be fair, he didn't remember that at the time.
True.
'Cause he woke up on a riverbed with no memories.
Oh yeah. So yeah, Fortune trying to explain to Colin the idea of the worth of wealth not diminishing when you have more wealth, it merely being a false perception that it does. I don't know. How are we splitting the money?
Stop speaking gobbledygook.
I can't,
I
it's my
do
native
believe
tongue.
I do believe it is 50-50 Awen Fortune.
Oh, I had 360 gold to my name left, and that was going to run out quickly, so I'm very glad this happened. Thank you, Haven.
I mean, yeah, but technically,
Thank
thank
the
me, you did work to get it.
Thank the people who's not there to correct it.
You're right. I know, I'm glad that this came when it did.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm very happy. I have a lot of money on myself, but still, I've never been this rich. It's starting to get to me at some point.
It did the same to me too. You get kind of used to it.
I'm afraid of getting too used to it.
Yes, that is something you have to worry about.
Then again, at the same time, I'm telling myself I got eaten by a dinosaur. I deserve this.
And that is the slippery slope, Miss Haven.
But she's never gonna let that down. Like, very clearly.
Never. But,
Like, that's the most impressive thing she knows. She can tell anybody that she knows. You know, they may not understand all the magic and stuff, but she said, I got eaten by a giant lizard and got my way out. That's pretty universal at that point.
Berlin, who is in the waiting room still. Man, what's taking them so long?
You can fucking wait.
He's impatient. He's squirming. He's squirming in the chair.
Wait. Open.
Yes.
Well, I don't have to leave immediately because I'm waiting on some recalls on my stone. Anybody want to do anything? Go out to dinner? I don't know. Celebrate?
I mean, you
Drinks?
just want to come with me to the market and pick up that silk stuff I ordered from way back ago.
Sure, that sounds fun. Let's go do that. We should also probably find... Who was that?
Oh, right. Fortune, do you like sweet things?
I do.
Right?
I cannot
Right,
digest...
because you got the chocolate and stuff.
Yes, I can't have too many though, because I can't digest them, but I do like them.
Oh, it wasn't chocolate, but takes out one of the candied apples now. Because remember the honey apples that were stuck in there for so goddamn long? She still got the bag of honey.
Fortune looking at this apple that is absolutely drenched in stickiness and is very messy. Well, that does look lovely, Avon.
Is it? Oh, I can slice it if you want it.
Oh no, it's fine. I just let me get starts
Why don't we
right.
put these on a stick?
That's what I was thinking. That's what I'm looking for.
Candy apples on a stick. The new candied apples. I invented candy apples.
This Fortune just okay. I don't have any sticks, but I do have this, and pulls like a probe out of her thieves' tools. That will work.
Stab the apple. She just gives it to
Yes. Thank you, Avon.
The apple is probably roughly the size of Fortune's head in the helmet.
Oh, this is one of those
Oh.
apples.
Oh,
Okay.
is that big? I don't
Sorry.
remember it being that big. Either way, so we cut the apple. She
Yeah.
sticks a stick on part of it.
Evan, I don't think I could eat that much apple without suffering a terrible fate.
I have an idea.
Okay.
You just eat one seed and immediately your eyes start to bleed.
Oh god, the cyanide.
Uh, no, the idea was that as we went to the market, cut off what you can eat, and then we'd give the rest away to somebody. Mostly kids, if we see any.
That might be worth doing.
Everyone has a soft spot for, being nice to people.
Yes.
And thanks to that, she's got nice connections to those fancy rich people.
Exactly. Meanwhile, Fortune, who's very good with people, doesn't like being around a lot of people.
To be fair, she's not had a very good experience with most.
It's not
Right.
been that bad.
I didn't say that bad, just that she hasn't had a good experience with most.
Yeah. But, yeah, I guess Fortune and Awen are going shopping to pick up the silk and give away apples. Accept candy from the horned stranger, small children. Here you go.
Don't accept
Oh,
candy
yeah.
from the store. Oh my god, that thing's huge!
Why is it the size of a watermelon?
This is why we're giving it away. We can't finish it.
The
If I could finish it, I would just say fuck them kids and keep it for myself.
Oh, good, you're all back. How went the... Oh, and they're gone. Well,
We're not your keepers. You want to entertain yourself, entertain yourself.
Berlin whips out a notebook.
entertain yourself.
I'm very good at that.
No, she wouldn't have said that to you, but it's more of the implication that we didn't even think about, quote unquote, entertaining you.
6 more days until Massive Hog's barding. Collapse book. Whatever. To the town. And I guess time passes.
Sorry.
I don't know. Above table, what the fuck are we doing, guys?
Like I said, I don't know. I'm getting some side shit done. I'm not sure what everybody else is doing.
Well,
I figure we're gonna take on another mission at some point, but first, quick downtime so recuperate, sell shit.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and end the
If
session.
Ghost was here, oh yeah,
It's
if Ghost was
4:30.
here, gamble.
Yeah, I had a plan for what to do, but Ghost wasn't here to be enabler for that plan, and no one else seemed interested, so I don't know what the fuck we're doing now.
Oh, you
What
mean
was the
Moondrip?
play?
Moontrip and or gambling and or some
Yeah.
sort of festival.
Yeah,
Shenanigans.
that was straight up Ghost. That would have been straight up Ghost.
Yeah. Basically, the idea was dangle that in front of Ghost. He bites it because we all know he will, and the adventure be either gambling adventure or stopping Colin from ruining his life adventure. That's all I had in my head.
I mean that's still possible, but
I can't help but love the way Ghost just ruined his entire life in almost any session.
Listen, he enables the chaos that allows the fun to flow, and that's why we love him.
Exactly. I
Yes.
didn't say it was a bad thing. I said
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. I do still have the Awakened Eye staff. Points it right at you, looking you right in the eye, Payday.
Too bad you're not there.
I know. What can I do with this evil thing? I'll figure it out later. I mean, Berlin's just gonna fucking hit the town, yeah. So, anyway, we're
Hey,
just
William,
gonna.
sometime in the future, I'd watch Hell of a Boss with you.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yay!
Woo!